Hello and welcome to another exciting episode. We are going to talk today about geometry some more. If you remember, this black thing here that goes back and forth is a line. Now, so far we've learned that if you have, let's say you have another line off of it. Let's draw another line on here. If you have another line off of one line, you know that they make a straight line. So we have two angles here. We have the first angle, which I will use a highlighter to show you, is this angle right here. We're going to call this angle angle number 1. Okay, this is going to be called angle number 1. And then you also have this angle right here. I'll draw it in a different color so you can see the difference. Let's draw it in blue. Okay, here's the blue angle. You have the purple angle and you have the blue angle, and we'll call the blue angle we'll call the blue angle number 2 because that's just the way we're doing it today. Okay. Now we know that if I were to highlight in all the empty space here, this angle right here takes up all of this space, and this angle right here takes up all of this space. And together, these two angles take up all of the space above this line. So all the stuff above this line is covered in either in blue or purple. And we know that the purple line and the blue line together cover all of this area right here. All of this area. It makes a straight line. Whenever you have a straight line, we know that the purple plus the blue, all those degrees together are going to equal 180 degrees. We already have learned this. Okay? We have already learned this, and it should be review. However, let's clear the annotations and let's draw a third line in here. This is where kids sometimes get confused, but it shouldn't be that much more confusing. So let's draw the line in here. Okay. Now, let's say that this angle right here is 50. Now, what I want you to do is pretend or ignore everything else. So let's ignore everything else. So let me get something out here. Let's see here. The only thing that you are going to think about is this area right here. Okay, we're only going to look at these two angles, the angle that's here and the angle that's here. All right, so let me get rid of all the annotations again. So this one right here is 50, and we're just trying to find this angle right here. We'll call it angle A. We just want to know what this angle is right here. Well, if we look at it again, just like the one we just did without ignore all these other lines over here, and just look at this angle right here and this angle right here. If you notice, the two angles together make this straight line right here. There's a whole big straight line right here, and we know that a straight line equals 180. So we know that in order to find 80, we have to go ahead and do 180 minus 50. And that's going to equal 0. 8 minus 5 is 3, and then 1. So we know that A is going to equal 130. Okay? That is easy enough to figure out. Now, let's say this angle over here equals 40. Okay? Let's say this angle right here equals 40, and we're trying to figure out angle B. Same thing here. We still have the same exact thing. We have an angle here, and we have an angle here, and once again together they make this line here, this straight line, and it always equals 180. So all we have to do is subtract 180 minus 40 to figure out what angle B is. 0, 4, 1, 140. So we know that B is going to equal 140. Now, let's say we wanted to find part C, angle C right here. So when I talk about angle C, I'm talking about this angle right here, angle C. This angle on the top. Now, we know that the three angles of a triangle add up to what? This angle right here, this angle right here, and this angle right here. All three of those angles are going to add up to 180. So we're going to add 50 plus 40 first. We know that those two equal 90. So this angle plus this angle equals 90, and we know that all three of them, the 50, the 40, and the C, angle C, are going to add up to 180. So we found these two and they equal 90, so we have to subtract the number that we just found, that's 90, we have to subtract it from 180. So we got to go 180 minus 90, we have 0. 18 minus 9 is 9. So we know that angle C also is going to equal 90. And if you remember back to vertical angles, you know that this angle up here is also going to equal 90 because opposite sides of intersecting lines are congruent or the same. And so you can see we could also, I'm not going to do it in this video, but you could also find this angle and this angle. You could also find this angle and this angle, and you could find any of these angles here based on the fact that we know these two we knew the 50 and the 40 to start with. There are so many things you can do with triangles that it might seem overwhelming, but do what I did at the beginning of the video and just focus on one triangle at a time. Just try to focus on one triangle at a time and you'll be able to get through it.